it's Ashley. It is April 2nd. I am looking forward to celebrating Easter with you all. I hope you'll join us on Sunday at 8:45 or 11 to celebrate our risen Lord. The readings for today are Psalm 135, Nehemiah 13, and 2 Peter 2. I am going to read a few verses from Nehemiah. We won't get through the whole chapter, but I'm going to read a few verses and a few notes on those as well. So this is the final chapter in Nehemiah, and it documents a short return to Persia and the reforms for Judah. So first, Nehemiah 13, 1 through 2. On that day they read aloud from the book of Moses in the hearing of the people, and there was found written in it that no Ammonite or Moabite should ever enter the assembly of God, because they did not meet the sons of Israel with bread and water, but hired Balaam against them to curse them. However, our God turned the curse into a blessing. So verse 2 specifically reminds me that God is more than able to turn a curse into a blessing. And it's such a joy for us to know that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And he can still turn bad things to good. And he is doing that all the time in our lives, in the lives of those around us. And then we're going to touch on a little later in the chapter, Nehemiah 19 through 22. It came about that just as it grew dark at the gates of Jerusalem before the Sabbath, I commanded that the doors should be shut and that they should not open them until after the Sabbath. Then I stationed some of my servants at the gate so that no load would enter on the Sabbath day. Once or twice the traders and merchants of every kind of merchandise spent the night outside Jerusalem. Then I warned them and said to them, "Why do you spend the night in front of the wall? If you do so again, I will use force against you." From that time on, they did not come on the Sabbath, and I commanded the Levites that they should purify themselves and come as gatekeepers to sanctify the Sabbath day. For this also remember me, O my God, and have compassion on me according to the greatness of your loving kindness. So in these verses, the Sabbath was being ignored, and they had their priorities out of line. And so although we aren't under the same law of the Sabbath in the Old Covenant, we are required to honor God more than money, more than things, more than popularity or fame or anything like that. So these are some things to think about over the next few days as we enter a season of Easter weekend. Think about how we honor God with our lives. Thank you.